Hello and welcome to this Liverpool news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. My name is Conor and I'm going to take you through all of the latest Liverpool news ahead of the Barnsley game in the FA Cup this evening. We have links with Wolves' Matheus Nunes, we have links with other wingers such as Yanda and Bradley Barcola, we have a few centre-back links, a few bits about tonight's game, and of course we are going to have a little bit of a laugh around Manchester United. And we do have a quote as well from Joe Cole. You're not going to believe what he suggested. Stick around to see what he said because it's just absolutely bonkers. Hit the like button before we get into it, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and let's jump into the news. Let's start off with Manchester United, shall we? Just for a quick laugh at the start of the video. So, Bruno Fernandes, his X account was hacked last night, which was riveting viewing really. Absolutely brilliant, some of the stuff was being posted. He was calling for Ineos to be gone. The club themselves put out a statement was saying basically to watch out for his tweets, and he started commenting under that. It was brilliant, but my pick of the bunch was the fact that he tweeted, well, he didn't tweet it, but it looks like he tweeted it, the Liverpool 7 Manchester United scoreboard image. I'll put a picture up on screen now so you can see it. It is from his account. It is there. Absolutely brilliant. Whoever hacked his account, fair play. Clearly a Liverpool fan or someone on a very good wind up there. But yeah, just wanted to bring that one up this morning because I thought it was absolutely brilliant. On top of that then, the banter doesn't stop around Man United. So we have a stat here. Manchester United will only play 40 games this season following their exits from both cups along with no European football. The last time they played just 40 games in a season, 1915, due to the First World War. 40 games, first time since 1915. That is how bad Manchester United are, lads. That is absolutely shocking. 40 games in an entire season, like that's absolutely brilliant. Top-notch stuff, lads. Keep it going. We're loving what you're doing at Man United. Ineos in, Bruno Fernandes' X account in, just everything is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Jim, if you're watching, great work. Let's move on to our first transfer link of the day then, and this is Matheus Nunes of Wolverhampton Wanderers. So he's 18 years old, has played a few games in the Premier League this season, believe he made his debut just at the tail end of last season, has scored 2 goals already in the league, and in Wolves' first victory of the season, that 3-0 win against West Ham, he did score, and he also won the penalty in that game as well. So he's been a really important player for Wolves in the last few weeks. Couldn't be much worse for him, to be fair, so look, it's not shocked that an 18-year-old is their best player at the minute, but he has looked very good. And we do have a few stories around him this morning. First one then is from Graham Bailey, who said that Liverpool are one of the many clubs to have watched Wolves' 18-year-old forward Matheus Nunes. We then have Team Talk, who said Wolves youngster Matheus Nunes is attracting interest from more than half the Premier League, with Liverpool and Manchester United among the admirers. Despite the growing attention, Wolves have no plans to sell the 18-year-old midfielder this month and want to keep him. And then this is from Dean Jones, who said Liverpool are keeping a close eye on 18-year-old Wolves attacker Matheus Nunes. Liverpool are the club I've been told about, likely because his representatives already has several players there. But realistically, he's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to keep hold of. So it does look like Wolves will have to sell him if a big club comes in, obviously. Like, no disrespect to Wolves, but they're going down. Matheus Nunes will want to stay in the Premier League, and I'm sure there'll be an absolute top host of clubs looking for him. That thing about his agent basically having a few players at Liverpool already, that's quite interesting and could be a good selling point here, or a good advantage that Liverpool may have in this race if we do want to sign him. So I have just checked on Transfermarkt. He's part of the Enhanced agency who represent Welity Lucky, Fola Onanuga and Kieran Morrison. All 3 players are at Liverpool currently, so they do work with some of our academy players already. I'm sure we have a good relationship there. If we do want Matheus Nunes, that probably will help us. Whether we do or not is another story. Look, I'm sure he will be very expensive. I'm sure there'll be a lot of clubs looking for him, and I just don't know if Liverpool will want to spend that kind of money on a player like him at the minute. Like, if they do want him, we have the advantage there, but I would be a little bit sceptical of us actually going out and spending a big transfer fee on him, because it probably would have to be quite big due to his age and the fact that he has looked so good so far. It does beg the question though, like you see players like Yanda as well, who we'll speak about in a minute, and Matheus Nunes, like 18 and 19 years old, and they're playing in these leagues, like, and they're being talked about as like 60 million, 100 million players. Like, it's crazy transfer fees, and yet we still persist in not playing Rio and Gamoja. And I said yesterday, I understand where Arne Slot was coming from in that press conference, saying that he doesn't want to overwork him and lead to a potential situation like a Stefan Bajcetic, a Jadon Dans, or any other countless player who was played too much at a young age and then suffered long-term injuries. But like, we do still have to get him on the pitch at some point. Like, you see the likes of Matheus Nunes coming on for Wolves, making the difference, not looking out of place one bit. Like, if you're good enough, you're old enough, really. Like, I know he's still 17, but like, when he has come on, he's looked good. Matheus Nunes has been good at 18. Yanda has been good at 19, and there's a lot to be said for just like growing him and working with him rather than going out and spending God knows how much money on these other players. Like, I'm not against that either, but if them lads can play, surely Rio can start to play a few minutes as well. I hope you get where I'm coming from with that one. Like, just basically play Rio more. I understand that he has to be maintained and managed well as well, but like, do get him more minutes because, again, if he is good enough, then just play him. It doesn't matter what age he is. Moving on to Yanda then, so this is also from Team Talk, who said that Liverpool are understood to be strong admirers of Yanda, with the RB Leipzig star valued at around €100 million. Now, I'm not saying he's not worth €100 million, but he's probably not worth €100 million, let's be honest. He was bought for €20 million last summer, and he's played, I think, like 14 or 15 games at a senior level. Like, that doesn't up his value 500%. Like, he probably is worth somewhere in the, like, 50, 60, 70 million pounds mark, but like, is it just basically anyone who's under 21 who's anyway good is suddenly worth 100 million? Because it does seem that way nowadays. Like, I'm sure he is a fantastic player. From what I've seen, he's really good, but 100 million, again, like, just anyone who plays decent at a young age is just vastly overrated, in my opinion, or overpriced even. But anyway, it says here, the forward, who has openly admitted he wants to play for Liverpool in the future, is being viewed internally as an ideal long-term successor to Mohamed Salah, and is thought to favour a move to Anfield over any potential approach from Manchester United. Now, that last sentence, to be fair, like, literally said before that he wants to play for Liverpool. He has admitted that publicly. I'm sure he would want to move to Anfield over Old Trafford. Any player who doesn't want to come to Liverpool over Manchester United is completely brain dead anyway. So I would hope that if we came in for him, he would choose us. I'm sure he would, given his comments during the week. But again, I am sceptical as to whether we actually would pay the €100 million needed or not, or if he even is valued at that. Like, I don't know if they'd really demand that or not. But like, again, this just goes back to what I'm saying. Like, it's just stupid. Every player's just 100 million all of a sudden. But look, ultimately, it's not my money. If the club deem it's worth it, then by all means, go and do it. But yeah, €100 million, just, it's crazy. One more link with a winger then this morning. So Caught Offside said Liverpool are leading the race for PSG's Bradley Barcola and want him as a new wide forward to build around. We've talked about him a good bit on the channel in recent weeks. I'm not going to go into it too much again, but again, it does look like the club are looking at wide options as a long-term Salah successor. Someone like a Barcola or a Yanda, like, they can play left or right. I'm sure Matheus Nunes can play left and right as well, but a young forward who can play on either side, can build up as years go on. Salah then leaves in a year or two, or maybe even in the summer. Maybe he leaves this month, God only knows, but getting someone in young as an attacking winger, an exciting talent, with a bit of flair and a bit of trickery and pace, that will do us absolutely no harm, and then they can be the long-term Salah successor as well. So I fully expect to see the club move for a winger in the next few months or years. Definitely in the next 18 months, I'd imagine we will spend big on a winger at some point. We spoke yesterday, of course, about Conor Bradley's injury, and there was a link then with Gavairo Reid of Feyenoord, who Arne Slot gave his debut to at the club, and he was asked whether he would pick Manchester United or Man City, and he said Liverpool for sure, nothing else, no one else. So again, another player there. If we do want him, he probably is there for the taking. A young right back. We might need a right back. There is a debate to be had whether Conor Bradley will be good enough long term, even like if he is going to be picking up injuries the whole time. But definitely in the short term, we need more options. He looks good. Arne Slot knows him. I'm sure he's someone we've scouted extensively. So again, if the club think he's a good option, I'm all for it. Go get him. He wants to come. He will slot in seamlessly. And again, we just need more options at right back, really, don't we? Like, we are just very, very scarce at the back. Another link to a defender this morning then is from Football Insider, who said that Chelsea and Arsenal have joined Liverpool in the race to sign Jeremy Jacquet from Stade Rennais. All three are considering defensive reinforcements in January, with Manchester City and Real Madrid also monitoring the situation. Again, another player that has been linked with us a lot in recent months, and I could definitely see it happening. But again, plenty of competition for him as well, so not an easy deal to be done. I would like to see some sort of centre-back come in. I don't really care who it is at this point. Just get someone in January. Hopefully get Mark Ahey in the summer then as well. But yeah, desperately in need of a centre-back this month, in my opinion. Now, I did mention at the start of the video that Joe Cole had come out with some sort of nonsense, and I'm going to go into that now. So, Joe Cole believes that Chelsea should have tested the waters with a bid last season to sign Virgil van Dijk. Yes, you did hear that correctly. Joe Cole said that Chelsea should have put a bid in for Virgil van Dijk. He said, I would have gone down the road of going really big for Virgil van Dijk when he was coming to the end of his contract at Liverpool last summer. You need seasoned winners in the side. Like, absolutely, Chelsea needs seasoned winners and seasoned professionals. That squad is very young and they need senior players. And even like the manager's so inexperienced as well at this point. Like, obviously Enzo Maresca was there before, but they do need older players. But they're not getting Virgil van Dijk. Like, what planet is Joe Cole living on to think that Chelsea could have signed Virgil van Dijk? There was no way in hell Liverpool captain Van Dijk was going to go join Chelsea in the summer. There's absolutely no world where I could have seen that happen, to be fair. So, Joe Cole, don't know what you're smoking, but fair play to you. Like, you must be enjoying yourself over there. Few quick bits around tonight's game then, of course. Hugo Ekitike is back in contention to play. Don't know if he will start or not, but it does seem like Arne Slot will go strong. And there was a stat this morning I wanted to pull up that shocked me. Like, I knew this stat existed, but I think it's gotten worse in the last few months. So, the absence of Hugo Ekitike again underlined his importance. With Opta data showing we win 63% of matches when he starts, compared to just 30% without him. 30% of games we win without Hugo Ekitike. That is absolutely shocking. 63% victory with him, 30% without. Like, that's... If that doesn't highlight his importance to this team, I don't know what does. Or highlight just how good he has been. Or how much, to be fair. Like, I've banged on about as well that it's individual brilliance is winning us points lately. And I think individual brilliance will get us enough points this season to probably get Champions League football, regardless of Arne Slot's system and tactics. But like, that's a massive, massive jump or a massive, massive fall off, whatever way you want to look at it. Like, that is... Like, Ekitike is a one-man team by that stat this season. Like, that is insane. Chris Sutton then was writing for the BBC, and he had this to write about the game tonight. He said, Barnsley fans will come to Anfield hoping for a repeat of their famous win here in the FA Cup in 2008, but I don't see another shock on the cards. Liverpool boss Arne Slot will have learned his lesson about the Cup after last season, when his side crashed out to Plymouth after he made 10 changes. Slot needs an FA Cup run this season, so I am sure he will not risk another upset here. I am just not convinced by the way his side are playing at the moment, and I don't think many Liverpool fans are either. Even so, they are at home to a League One side, and this should be a pretty routine victory. And I just wanted to highlight this as to say, like, I 100% agree with what Chris Sutton said here. Like, Arne Slot cannot afford to be thrown away the FA Cup. Like, it's probably the only chance of silverware this season. Like, we're probably not going to win the Champions League. Never say never, but the FA Cup is definitely more feasible and likely. So if we can make a good cup run in that, and then get top four as well, it'll be a lovely send-off for Arne in the summer, because I still don't want him here next year in that scenario. But, like, I'm sure if he could lift the FA Cup, get us back into the Champions Leagues, we'll part ways then, shake hands, we can say, look, Arne, it didn't work out, but fair play to you, got the job done and that, and then we can build on that, and that'll be a happy send-off for him. That would be the ideal scenario for me. Champions League victory, of course, would be the ultimate goal, but so I am holding out hope that we can win the FA Cup and get Champions League qualification as well, because I think it is realistic, and it's not too much to ask for, in fairness, with the amount of money we've spent. But, and look, our squad is looking very thin at the minute, so I'm not expecting us to go deep into like every competition at this point, but yeah, an FA Cup win would do no harm, would it? That's all from me this morning anyway. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button before you head out. Watch along this evening. We're not sure what the plan is yet. I might be doing it myself. We're going to see what Craig is like when he gets up. He's been a bit under the weather the last few days, so we will let you know at some point. We'll schedule that for this evening. We will be doing a watch along either way. It could be myself, could be Craig, so keep an eye out for that one. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.